Hi, I'm Joshua Bowman with Smith College Mathematics. I'd like to welcome you to this online course in special topics in elementary mathematics. In this first lesson, we'll encourage you to start thinking deeply about multiplication, what it is, and whether multiplication is just one process, or whether it might be several related processes. It's tempting to think that mathematics is about finding the one right way to solve any given problem. But that's not really how it works. A problem almost never has just one way to solve it. And a method for solving a problem is a product of mathematics. It's not the math itself. Math is about finding connections between ideas, looking at objects or processes in new and different ways, and creating the language to express these discoveries. So let's explore how to develop an abstract concept such as we study in math. We'll start with a basic question. What is multiplication? Take a few minutes and post your response to this question in the online discussion forum. You may change or develop your answer over the next few sessions, but for now, start by coming up with one answer. Now let's turn to a second, related question. How can multiplication be represented? Once again, post your thoughts to this question in the online discussion forum. You may find this easier or harder than the first question. It may seem to have more or less definite answers, but for now, start by coming up with one answer. Now let's look at some of the standard ways multiplication is represented. Feel free to take notes on how these ways relate to the answer you gave to the last question. The word multiply seems related to multiple, and since it's a verb, it seems to suggest to make multiple. For example, if we have a pile of 3 apples, and we multiply it by 6, then we should get 6 piles of 3 apples. Focus on the representation we have. Right now, it's a bit jumbled. How can we clean it up? One possibility is to turn each pile into a column, and move the columns next to each other. Now notice that we're not changing the number of apples that are present, just the way they're arranged. By doing so, we turn the collection of objects into a rectangular array. Alternatively, we could turn each pile into a row and lay them end to end. Is this an array? Have we done the same thing in these two cases? Already there are several questions posed by this process, so let's narrow the scope. Here are 2 questions for you to address as you think about these different representations. First, what is similar and what is different about these representations? And what does each representation emphasize about the result of multiplication? Again, take time to post your responses to these questions in the online discussion forum. Once you have completed your forum post for this lesson, please reply to the post of at least one other person in the discussion forum. In this lesson, you explored what multiplication is, how to represent it, and whether multiplication is a single process, or whether it might be several related processes. In the next lesson, we'll continue to explore ways of thinking about multiplication. In preparation for that next lesson, try thinking about this question. For what kinds of numbers do the representations we have work?